Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We will get started with the broadcast in just a moment. But before we do, here is a video of one of our teachers from South Africa sharing his experience in teaching in the USA with Educational Partners International. So here is his story.
I grew up in South Africa, a place called East London, and just the coastline's really beautiful there. It's a lovely part of the world to grow up. I was coming to the end of my time in Abu Dhabi and I was looking at what my next move would be. The first thing that I researched teaching in the States, EPI came up, and the application, I thought, oh, this looks interesting. To be honest, I haven't regretted it yet, so it's been a good move. One of the things I've always appreciated being a teacher is having good relationships with students, but I didn't realize how important those relationships were in terms of, helping you to maintain sort of discipline or behavior management, things like that. And I think though that coming to the States, it's made it really even more prevalent in my thinking that in terms of just establishing those connections with students, getting the most out of them, helping them to get to their potential, because if you know what they're into and what they want, you can motivate them. I think certainly establishing those relationships with students is very important, as well as establishing those relationships with your staff as well. And it kind of makes the workplace a much more fun place to be if you've got good relationships with your teachers and your colleagues and your principals. I've really grown to appreciate that. Every workplace has its own challenges and its own dynamics, but you don't have to solve everything on the first day or the first week, and really you've got time here, you've got the people in your organization that can help you and guide you to sort of gradually improve yourself. I think cultural exchange is just being open to meeting people in your day-to-day lives and being able to share experiences, being able to learn from the people that are around you. I think it's just being open to that opportunity and just being proud of where you're coming from and being willing to learn of other people's cultures and being a good listener. We've got to be aware of the bigger picture and we've got to take action in terms of that. If you're in a position to get into this program, I would definitely say you should go for it, because there's so much you can learn. You're going to get a lot of good experience from your school. You're going to get that life experience of moving and living in another country, and that can then open actually other doors for you in terms of maybe if you want to go and teach in another country at another point in time. And it's not so much about the beautiful places that you get to see when you're here, but again, it's about making those friendships that you wouldn't really be able to have and sharing experiences with other people that are on the same program, but also it definitely develops character and you grow as a teacher and you grow as an individual. Life is what you make it, so grab it with both hands.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, How the EPI Process Works. My name is Jessica, and I work as a content coordinator for Educational Partners International. I'm from the mountains of North Carolina, and before working for EPI, I taught English at the community college level. And today I will be talking with you about what you can expect in our program from when you begin your application to when you come to the United States. We also want you to take this opportunity to ask any questions that you have about our process. You can ask them in the comment box and we will be answering them throughout the presentation today. Please keep in mind that we won't be able to answer any questions about your specific application for privacy reasons. All of those should be emailed directly to us at team@teachwithepi.com. So today we will be explaining EPI's program and give you an overview of everything from the application to becoming a cultural ambassador. By the end of this presentation, you will have a better understanding of each step of the process. So if you are joining us for the first time, we are Educational Partners International, or EPI for short, and we are a cultural exchange program that brings international teachers to teach in K-12 schools in the United States. Our mission is to bring some of the best teachers from around the world to come to the U.S. to share their cultural experiences. As you can read here, our goal is to strengthen K-12 education by discovering and empowering the world's best international teachers in order to facilitate authentic cultural exchange. While we work with schools across the southern United States, our home office is in North Carolina, which is about where the marker is on the map on your screen. We would love to know where you are from too, so please take the time to tell us in the comments. And wherever you're joining us from, thank you so much for watching today. So the EPI process can be broken into these 6 steps. First, filling out an application determines program eligibility. Then your application is moved to approved and you become eligible for school interviews. After completing a successful school interview, you are placed in a U.S. school. You then prepare for arrival and orientation in the USA and become an EPI program member. You will spend 3 years in the U.S. as an EPI teacher, and then you will return home to become a cultural ambassador around the world. So the first step in the EPI process is the application. EPI's application is thorough and it does a few important things for you. First, filling out the application creates a professional profile for schools to look at when they are considering teachers for interviews. We also use the information you provide to decide whether or not you meet our eligibility requirements. Some of the requirements for being an EPI teacher are that you are currently teaching, you have 2 years full-time teaching experience, and you have the equivalent of a U.S. bachelor's degree. So EPI's application helps you collect the documents that you will need to apply for a visa, travel to the United States, and obtain a teaching license. You will also have 2 online interviews with EPI team members. The team will ask you questions about your teaching experience, classroom management, and lesson planning, as well as other topics that prove your eligibility and qualifications. After the interviews, you will be asked to provide proof of employment and credentials. Once you have uploaded your documents and passed 2 EPI interviews, you are moved to the approved stage. Being an approved means that your application with the EPI is complete, you have passed a background check, you meet our requirements, and you are now eligible for school interviews. As a candidate and approved, your application becomes a professional profile that is available to U.S. schools. They will look through the applications of all of our teachers and approved to choose which ones to interview over a video call. If the interview goes well and the school is interested in working with you, you will then be placed. Placement means that you have accepted an offer from a school and will be coming to the USA to teach. Teachers who are placed through EPI teach in public, private, and charter schools in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and Florida. As soon as you arrive in the U.S., you will participate in EPI's orientation. During this time, you will learn more about life and education in the U.S., as well as the rules and regulations of the Exchange Visitor Program. Our orientation lasts several days, giving you lots of time to ask questions and prepare for the upcoming school year. After you complete orientation, you become an official EPI program member. As an EPI program member, you will teach in the U.S. for 3 years. During that time, you will have access to 24/7 support from our trained and professional teacher support team. They can help you with everything from culture shock to meeting the needs of struggling learners. The relationship between you and the support team is an important one and will continue throughout your time in the United States. It includes not only orientation and arrival support, but also professional development programs and one-on-one instructional and cultural coaching. Should you need assistance of any kind, the EPI support team is ready to help. As an EPI teacher, you will also have the opportunity to share your culture with your students here in the United States through cultural exchange projects. Today, we have a couple of examples of projects our teachers have done in the past. Diana from Ecuador participated in a Latin American Heritage Festival at her school. She gave the students traditional Ecuadorian foods and taught them a dance after telling them some about life in her home country. We also have an activity one of our Jamaican teachers organized for her students. For the activity, students in Rochelle's previous school in Jamaica created a presentation on Jamaican culture, including national symbols, food, music, and national heroes, which they then shared with her American students over Skype. After teaching in the United States for 3 years with EPI, you will then return to your home country where you will become a cultural ambassador. After you return, you will be able to share what you have learned about the US with people in your home country, just like you shared your culture while you were here. This is one of the most important steps in the whole process because this is what cultural exchange is all about, building mutual understanding between cultures by sharing your personal experiences. Okay, so now we will be taking the time to address questions. If you've not submitted yours yet, please ask them now. We will be answering all of your questions in the comment section today. So here are some of the most common questions we get at EPI. Lots of applicants want to know how long the EPI program is, and we are a 3-year program. People also ask, is there an application fee? So the answer is no, there is no application or placement fee. There are other costs associated with your application, such as obtaining your diploma or transcripts, but EPI will never charge you an application or a placement fee. Another question we often get is there an age limit? So no, there is no age limit. As long as you meet our basic requirements, you can join the EPI program regardless of your age. So some of those requirements are that you are currently teaching with at least 2 years full-time teaching experience, you have the equivalent of a U.S. bachelor's degree, and you have advanced English skills. We also have some other questions that have been on our applicants' minds more recently. Most people want to know, is EPI still accepting applications? So yes, EPI is continuing to accept and process applications. You can apply by visiting our website teachwithepi.com. For more information about what our application process looks like at this time, please email our admissions team at team@teachwithepi.com. Another question that applicants have is, can I put my application on hold? And yes, you are able to start your application and later you can put it on hold if you need to. There is no obligation to continue once you have started. You can then choose to resume your application at a time that is better for you and your personal situation. Finally, our applicants have been wondering, how does EPI support teachers during times of uncertainty or emergencies? So we always prioritize the safety of our program members and provide support for any situations that may arise while they are in the United States. For example, since the outbreak of COVID-19, we have been monitoring the situation, providing detailed guidance for our teachers, and operating at a normal capacity so that we can be available for all of our program members. So now that you know more about our program, it is time to talk about next steps. First, if you have not applied yet, go to teachwithepi.com and start your application. Once you are there, you will scroll down until you see the orange button that says Apply to Teach in the USA. After you answer the eligibility question and click Submit, you will be able to make an account with your email address and start your application. If you have started your application but have some questions, please email us at team@teachwithepi.com. Okay, so to end today's presentation, I would like to share this quote that illustrates the importance of international education. J. William Fulbright was a U.S. Senator and founder of the Fulbright Program, And he said, there's a multiplier effect in international education, and it carries the possibility, the only real possibility, of changing our manner of thinking about the world and therefore of changing the world. Here at EPI, we understand how important it is to provide students with a global perspective, and we are so excited to give both of you the opportunity to experience authentic cultural exchange. Okay, so that's all for today, everyone. If you're interested in our upcoming webinars, go to teachwithepi.com/webinars and sign up for our mailing list. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook to hear about our upcoming events as well as to hear more from our current teachers. If you have any more questions, please email us at team@teachwithepi.com. On behalf of everyone at EPI, thanks for joining us and have a great day.